Right then, now you join me here in Derbyshire on the one sunny day of the year. I'm sure tomorrow it'll be bloody snowing again. Now what we're going to do today is crack on with my least favourite vehicle, this thing. Now those of you that watch my videos know that I bought this to replace my Defender while we get some work done on it. And I'm just not taken with it. There's just something with it's not clicking with me. I mean, it's a nice car, it's alright, but I just haven't took to it yet, so we're going to start the modifications and see if we can improve it a bit. So first job, as you can see in the back, wheels and tyres. Now this thing has got the standard limited alloys. Now these things are just horrible. They look like something that would come in a Meccano set, and even then you'd be disappointed. Plus, as if you speak to my ex-girlfriends, they'll let you know I've got a lot of making up to do, so I need something bigger than that to sort of make up for where I'm lacking elsewhere. So we've got these. So I bought these off someone who modifies Rangers. They've took them off another one. So they are Toyo Open Country tyres, 275/70/18, so that makes them just over 33 inches tall. So they should make this thing a bit stanced a bit better. And they're on the standard 18-inch Wild Track alloys, which are much nicer looking than these cookie cutters. Now I haven't fitted them yet. I bought these when I first bought the truck, but if you look under here, this top mount sticks right out. If I'd put those on, because they're a wider tyre and taller, they'd have fouled that. So I've ordered some spacers, which I'm not a fan of usually, but plenty of people these days seem to be running them with our tissue, so we'll give them a go. If the wheel falls off and pisses off down the motorway and dumps me into hard shoulder, you can all tell me you told me so, and I'll have been right all along. Backs I'm not worried about, there's not really anything for them to foul, but I will stick the spacers on anyway just to sit the wheels out. So at the minute they do, if I can give you the angle, do sit in the arches. We'll get them stuck out of it. We'll probably need to put some bigger mud guards on just to stop it spraying crap all up the sides of the car, but we'll come to that battle when we get there. So yeah, we'll go up to the drive. Now I should be doing this on my ramp, but there's a dead van on my ramp, and dragging that off to put this on will take longer than just throwing these things on. I got an absolute bargain for these. I paid 300 quid for the four, and two pretty much brand new tyres. And these two, whilst they look worn on camera, there's plenty of tread on there for what I'm doing. So we'll get them thrown on and see what they look like. So see my next job, they're going in the bin. I'll order some proper wheel bolts off eBay, replace them, because they always end up screwing you at the side of the motorway and nobody ever steals wheels anymore. Plus, look at teeth in that, they're coming straight off. Now you should only ever do these hand tight with a bar, not impact gun, because they will, if you impact gun them, you'll just knock them little teeth off, then you're in for a world of pain. Now these ones aren't too bad, because they stick out, you could weld a nut on there and get them off, but still, always just do them up with a bar. Never lean on them, never do them over tight. But best thing you can do with them is bin them and buy just some normal nuts and bolts, because some knobhead will always come along and do them up with an impact gun, and then when you're brought down outside at motorway you're screwed. If you are the sort of person that does them up with an impact gun, put down your tools, take them back to Fisher Price and go back to eating crayons. So yeah, we'll get rid of them, get them off, and we'll have a look what we're dealing with. So there's a tyre that's come off, about as much grip on that as well. They won't pull you off a wet fart if you got yourself stuck, so another good reason to get rid of them. You can also see it's been wearing the edge down. So as soon as these new wheels and tyres are on, we'll get it booked in for tracking. Just make sure we don't wear out these expensive knobblies, but yeah, not sad to see them go. So we'll clean this face up, fit the spacers, put a bit of grease on there just to help it not to stick together, because you're putting steel next to alley. Just want something as a bit of a barrier between the two. And yeah, we should be on. Oh, supervisor's here. What do you want? Hello, big lad. Oh yeah, have a look at these spacers. So yeah, I know nothing about spacers, but bought these just because there's a tank on the box. The hub centric though, so they should sit on the actual hub, not just on the studs. So yeah, what do you think? Not a lot. Right, get that hub cleaned up, get these on. So I'm not trying to get these spotless, just get any loose crap off that could get between the spacer and the hub, and then we'll grease them up. Just stop any stickage. So I'm also doing this because obviously alley and steel together will electrolytically corrode, and I'm not sure that adding copper grease between the two would help with that. So I'm just using normal grease, well, expensive stuff for nicked off site. And always remember, bigger the gob, better the job. So that's on now with wheel nuts supplied. So you use the wheel nuts that come with it to hold it to the hub. Use your original wheel nuts to hold the wheel on. Now I've got to torque it to spec. About 3 ugga-duggers. Remember, always go across, just to be right. So yeah, that's on. We will just check it for spec, we'll torque it properly, we'll get the wheel on. You do these, supposedly according to the instructions, you do these up to the same torque as you do the wheels. So I will Google that now and definitely won't just send it with the impact gun again. And we'll get that wheel on and drop it to the floor, then we'll see where it rubs, if we have to do a bit of trimming with the old angry spanner to get these wheels to fit. So we've had a bit of a disaster. It turns out 3 ugga-duggers is too tight for the wheel studs. Snapped it clean off. Oh dear. I'm hoping that I don't have to dismantle the entire hub to replace that. So I'll whip the caliper off, take the disc off, and we're just fingers crossed there'll be a way of just knocking that stud back and chucking a new one in. Otherwise I'm going to have to take the hub nut off, drive shaft turns into a right palaver, which I can't be asked with. So we'll get this off, have a look, see what we're dealing with. But what a grade A moron. Should not have done that. Very, very annoyed with myself. Yeah, well, at least it's sun shining. Crack a beer open in a minute. So taking the disc off gave me the room to get that one out. However, I don't think I'm going to have room there to get a new one in. Which is, you know, take that nut off, take this entire hub off, just to put a new bloody wheel stud in. On wagons, these are dead easy. Like on some, you don't have to set a disc, so you can just tap new studs in from behind. So I'm going to try just knocking one of these out. So if I can get one of these out, that means I can get a new one in. So cross your fingers for me that we're a bit of wiggling and jiggling. Spin it over to this side, I've got a little bit more room. We might get lucky. Cross your fingers for me. Right, so with this one that I've knocked out, you see, that dust shield is just stopping it. However, I ain't taking that hub off. That is just a dust shield. It ain't doing an awful lot. I don't need that much clearance. So if I smack that with the hammer a few times and dent it in, I'll get the stud past, get the new one in, then we can just bend that back. Even if we have to warm it up a bit and bend it back, it's going to be much easier than taking that off, having to look up bearing settings, be sods law, I'll get some dirt in that bearing and end up having to take this apart again. I can get that out, I can get that measured, I can order a new one. For some reason Amazon has wheel studs on, so I can have it here tomorrow, have this thing back together and pretend that I never up, which which of course saving face is the most important part, because as someone who's doing a lot more complicated things than this, breaking a bloody wheel stud fitting spacers, bit embarrassing. So if we give this a little bit of a, we call that a clearance tap, we should now be able to get that wheel stud out. And that is just tin. I'll be able to bend that back when I've done. Nobody will ever know that I'm a moron, apart from all this evidence I put online. So yeah, right, let's measure that, get some ordered. I'm going to order like 10 of these, so I've got spares, because sod's law, I'll snap another one. While I'm on there, I'm going to order some wheel nuts so I can bin the locking wheel nuts. Off we go. So, need to stop them spinning on the other side. So I've locked that caliper off so we don't pop the pistons out. So I want to be able to tighten this up without that spinning. That's what we do. Put a pry bar on the brake pedal, a smaller one than this. Get that wedged in there, like that. And you can use the electric seat to put the pressure on, which will then hold that steady while I torque them up properly, not with that breaking any more studs off, and get this spacer bolted on. So we learnt his lesson on this side, just hand tighten the spacers. I will pull these wheels off after I've run it up and down a couple of times and torque them properly. So yeah, that's that side done. Don't seem to be hitting anything at full droop, so we'll drop the jack down now. Can't really test it with the other side up in the air on the floor, but we're well away from that, which is what I was worried about. The only thing we might get a bit of rubbing on is there, and possibly there, but at the minute we're looking all right. Time will tell. I'm gonna have to get this thing undercoated, I think, as well, because it's to say it's only like 4 or 5 year old, it's getting a bit scabby. We'll see. But quite pleased with them. I will bin off these knobblies at some point and just put BF Goodrich all-terrains on, but I might as well run the life out of these, especially when backs are brand new. So yeah, let's chuck them back on and we should be able to see what this thing looks like. So as you can see, I got a bit angry when I was changing the studs. Didn't really feel many of it. I meant to do this really good montage and slow-mo GoPro rubbish, but I got angry, so I didn't. But wheels are all on now. Replace that broken stud. The wheels are on. Very impressed, to be fair. They're not as noisy as I thought they would be. We are well away from that top mount thanks to the spacers. We're clearing the front even on full lock. That gets a little bit close. If it's articulating, it might catch. We're well away from down there. Look, no rubbing down there. Just giving it a good 10-15 mile drive. No rubbing so far. It does look, it's just improved the overall sort of stance of the truck, I think. Like the tyres are sat out just a little bit, as you can see, so I'm probably just going to have to just put a little bit of extra material on them mud flaps. It should just stop all the shite spraying up the sides. But yeah, very, very happy with how that's come out. Very happy. So next job, in doing this, somehow being a moron, I managed to lose the locking wheel nut key. So I've ordered some new wheel nuts to go on, and I'll show you how to extract a locking wheel nut. So we'll do that on the next video about this piece of junk. Want rid of that grill. It's bugging me now. So if anyone's got one of the colour-coded Wild Track grills in this colour or in black, drop a comment below. I'll buy it off you. But yeah, once that's done, I'll get the windows tinted, and I think she's about finished, or as good as it needs to be for me. So, oh, drawers, that's the other thing. I need drawers for the back, because at the minute it's an absolute pigsty. But yeah, overall, chuffed to bits with them. For 300 quid, plus I think it was 70 quid for spacers, I think it's properly improved the truck. Oh, something else I need, if anyone knows where to get any, I can recommend some. These backlights have been smashed more times than Kerry Katona. So if you've got some, preferably some tinted ones or some darker ones, again, let me know in the comments, I'll buy them off you. Probably want a roll bar for it as well so I can mount some lights, but she's getting there. Anyway, it's sunny, I'm off to go and see Kit Moore in Leeds. Maybe have a beer or two. So yeah, I'm going to keep seeing more of the Ranger getting tarted up. Let me know, but for now, I'll see thee.